Hello boys and girls, if anyone's out there. Let me just click on YouTube and see if anything's actually happening. As you can see, hopefully you can see, we have a copyright 1985-1986 Commodore Amiga 1.2 A500 release, 23rd of April 1987. Or at least that's what the Workbench disc says. Friday, well I missed what that said, Friday the something. Let's see if we can see what date it thinks it is. So anyway, anyway, what is this? Okay, let's have a little look. Make sure the audio is working. It is. Right, what I have before me that you cannot see, but you will do in a video when I do one later, well later in the week, is an original release of the Amiga 500 from late 1987. The Workbench release is actually 27th of April 1987 and is, let me jet the disc, it is Workbench 1.2 International, part number 317608-03, copyright Commodore, the 23rd of April 1987. I also have, as you would expect, Amiga Extras 1.2 and Amiga Basic 1.2 International Disc, part number 380706-09, 27th of the 4th, 1987. And that disc is for the A500 and the A2000. Okie dokie, so we've booted into Amiga Workbench 1.2. Now for those of you who know, and those of you who don't know, the Amiga 1000, or the Amiga as it was called, was released in 1985, and that was released with Amiga Workbench 1. It was then updated to 1.1 and then 1.2. And 1.2 was the first release on the Amiga A500, which is what I have before me now. It has a high-tech keyboard, which means it has a chicken lip key next to the Alt key on the left-hand side of the keyboard. It has a red LED power light, a red caps light, and an embossed Commodore logo above the Amiga, below the Amiga logo. Apart from that, it looks pretty much the same as all the other Amiga 500s, but internally it's quite old-fashioned. Hello Glenson, how are you doing today? We're just having a little look at an original release Amiga 500. Now, back in the day, this was the first machine I ever owned in the Amiga line, and I got mine in January 1988. I sold it a couple of years later, regretted it and bought another one. And then I think I had that for another couple of years, and then eventually left the Amiga altogether. But yeah, this is the machine I had back in the day, and it cost, well, it cost my mum actually, it cost me, but I had to pay for it, but initially it cost my mum £399 and 99p. And that was from a little computer shop in South Yorkshire called Microfun. It was the display model, it was the only one they had, and it was hand delivered by the one of the shop workers. It was only a little store, and it came with a bundle of discs. Now what I hope to do, I haven't done that for today, but what I hope to do is get the bundle of, I think it was about 10 or 12 games that came with it, and I hope to get those 10 games back, and I will play through them again as though it is January 1988. Yes, Glenson, it's a chicken lip keyboard, a high-tech keyboard. So what we're going to do today is just have a little look at Commodore Workbench 1.2, see what it is, see what it does. Now as you can see, Workbench release 1.2, 393 bytes free, nothing in the RAM disk. We can't view all files because that was an option that came in Workbench 2 and above. Workbench 1.1 didn't have view all files. So if you had hidden files on a disk, you could see them in CLI, but not as an icon, which was a real pain in the ass, as I remember back in the day. Especially when friends copied disks for you and stuck demos and things and all kinds of stuff on disks. You'd stick it in your machine, and if they hadn't bothered to stick a in file with it, it was a pain in the butt trying to find what they'd actually saved on there. Anyway, as you can see, the preference logo is in fact an Amiga 1000, which is that one. The mouse button's not very good. It's had a lot of action, this mouse. And the mouse is actually Commodore Netherlands. This is the machine I bought from Marvin. So if you're watching, Marvin, thank you very much. It arrived on Saturday. I've only just plugged it in today. So this is an original Chicken Lips keyboard, as Glenson says. Lulu Dodo. Mine is 1.3. Yeah, I had a 1.3 also on my second Amiga 500. And a friend of mine bought the then Amiga Plus, which had Workbench 2. But anyway, I thought we'd have a little look. Now, if you consider what other machines we're using at the time, this is 1987. So I don't know in the lineage where Windows 3 was, but let me just have a little look when Windows 3 was released. Windows 3.0. Windows 3.0. Windows 3 succeeded Windows 2.1, had memory management, and ran on a 286 and above. Yeah. When was it released? Don't give me no waffle, just get on with it. Updates, marketing, blah-de-blah-de-blah. When was it released? It was released in 1990, May 1990. So this predates Windows 3. So what about Windows 2? When did that come out? Just for a comparison. Windows 2 was released December the 9th, 1987, and that was DOS based. Nice. DOS based. Did it have icons? It must have done. I think Windows 1 was actually just DOS, like a DOS shell almost. Oof, dear me, awful. But anyway, so this is the same era as Windows 2.0, which is fair enough. So then, what have we got in Workbench 1.2? How does it differ from 1.1? How does it differ from 1.0? Well, let's have a little look-see, shall we, and see what's going on. Well, I will do when I click back on my YouTube stream, which I've just closed for no apparent reason. Okay, Glenson, some months ago, an Amiga 500, well, I think Series 49, really early, went up for sale. Did it? I don't know what this is. I haven't opened it up yet, but I'll have a little look later on in the week, and we'll see what it is. Anyway, so as you open Workbench 1.2, that is the wrong name for it. I don't remember mine being called A500 Workbench 1.2. Might have been, but I don't remember it. Ah, the infamous demos. Let's have a little look. Look at that. Beautiful. Dotty window. Before Starfield came the dotty window. Well, if you wanted to impress your friends and say, look, I've got a new Amiga, it can draw dots on the screen, I don't think it'd be very impressive, would it? You think they would have bundled the Boeing demo with it or something? Yeah, Glenson, yeah, you're right, it does say in the bottom of the machine, yeah. Actually, I have looked, hang on, I'll turn it over in a minute and have a look. Yep. 4 colour circles, lovely. Boxes, this drew very fast as I remember, yeah, it does. Pew, got the power of 68,000. And lines. Lines and lines and lines, Edward. That it? Oh, no, there we go. Very unimpressive, isn't it, really? So that's the demos. Utilities, what do we have? Say is in utilities, isn't it? No, calculator. Let's do some math. Yep. You would have thought on a computer screen. Well, yeah. Okay. You'd have thought that'd be an X, but I suppose it'd confuse people if you put an X, wouldn't it? What's this? Calculator version 1.14. Don't ever remember seeing that, but Notepad. I used to keep my diary in this when I was a youth. Notepad V2. I remember it saying Notepad V2. Looking for fonts. Are you there, fonts? Hey, it's the fonts. There we go. Oh, where's my U? Oh, there we go. Hello, YouTube. Do you want to save? No, clearly not. Is that clock, is that the time the Challenger disaster occurred? 30th of December 1988. 30th of December 1988? Right, what's in that's utilities system. What do we get? I'm trying to find useful things that would have been, you know, a selling point on this machine back in 1987. So far, I'm hard pushed. Disk copy, useful. Set map. Where does it think we are? I wonder. No keymaps for two hours. Don't bother. Disk copy. Always make backup. To duplicate a disk, select this icon and choose duplicate. So why have that then? Why have that there? Stupid. Say what you want.
Hello, I am the Amiga 500.
500? Doesn't improve my typing having a nicer keyboard.
Hello, I am an Amiga and I can speak like a speak and spell. Hello, YouTube.
Ah, cool. Hello, YouTube. How do you close the window on that? I don't know how you close that. I'm thinking about it. I never knew then how to close that window. Anywho, icon editor. Now, I did used to play about with this. But as far as useful software goes, apart from the speech editor, nothing yet. The icons that are now loaded represents tools. If you wish to edit another tab icon, you must load an icon. These are types of icons. Okay. Graphic dump. No fast mem, slow mem last. Format. Initialize printer. Well, I don't have a printer plugged in, so that's the end of that. Preferences. See, it wasn't until the Amiga bundles that came along. I think it was 12 months or so before the bundles came along, where you get games with it and whatever it was, WordPerfect and dpaint, that it actually became a useful machine where you could do things. Interlace off. 2 speed, 4 speed. Ooh. 1 speed. Okay. Change, save, edit, blah de blah de blah. 40 column or 60 column. Change date. No point changing date, is there? Clock. I think that's the date of the shuttle disaster. Let's just have a little look at that. I'm sure I've read this before, and I'm sure I've said it before. Well, I'm not sure, but September the 29th, 1988. Oh, perhaps it wasn't on Workbench 1.2. Perhaps it was on Workbench 1.3. Seeing as this Workbench release predates a space shuttle disaster. September the 29th, 1988. Is that what it was? Oh, it doesn't matter. It's a long time ago. So, okay, so we've got a clock, we've got an empty. Why we have an empty, I don't know. Expansion, there'll be nothing in there. So that is the Workbench, which, to be honest, contains very little. So let's pop in the extras, as the Workbench itself came on 2 discs. And this was of great inconvenience to me all those years ago when I wanted to mess about with Workbench, as it consistently said, please insert Workbench into DFO, which used to drive me round the bloody twist. We've got say on again for some bizarre reason. README. Oh, I've never noticed that before. Let's see, exactly. The first bloody thing. It's like having a bloody Macintosh. Please insert volume 1. Please insert Workbench. Extras. Oh, Notepad. Looking for fonts over there, fonts. Hey. Is this Amiga XE Workbench 1.2 skin? No, it's an Amiga 500 1.2. Please insert extras. Okay, I will. Ooh, okay. Don't remember saying this before. The programs in this directory are preliminary versions of some of the programs included on the Commodore Amiga Toolkit diskette. These are provided on an as-is basis as a bonus 1.2 units. The programs are not part of the standard Workbench disk. The final versions will be available on the Toolkit disk. Oh, I don't remember saying that before. Next page. Ooh. The PCU till drawer contains programs to support the 5.5-inch external drive, which I do have actually. I do have an external 5.25 drive, which I've never used. Glenson, running your stream on a 130-inch projector. And these will be some pretty big fonts on there, Glenson. The PCU till drawer contains programs to support 5.2 drive. Oh, I'll try that if I can find it. Micro Emacs, text editor, Fed, font editor, print files, print mode files, icon merge, makes joined icons. Why would you want that? PM, performance monitor, more, key toy, shows the current key map, free map, graphic memory display. Oh, I don't remember seeing that before. These programs run from the Workbench from CLI. We suggest you install the ones you want to use in the system drawer where programs like this live. Remember, I don't remember all these help files being there on Workbench 1.3 or above anyway. Remember, these are unsupported versions of a few of the programs in our planned future product, the Software Toolkit. About the other drawers, there is a Xerox 4020 printer driver, in the devs printers. It can be installed from CLI by copying it to your devs printers directory. The driver supports two modes, draft and letter quality. Basic demos and FD 1.2 are both used with Amiga Basic program language. Basic demos contain some demonstration programs written in Basic. FT 1.2 are files used by Basic, which lets the Basic programmer call system routines. See Amiga Basic for more details. I don't think I've ever read that before. Okay, Amiga Basic. Let's do PC util. Cool. Well, I'll have to try that. I'll have to find my Amiga disk, the 5.25 disk drive. Okay, let's go for basic demos. Now, if you had a 1.3, obviously none of this was included. List me demo. Well, we go straight into demo, I suppose. Can you hear the disk crunching away? Animation. Ooh. Oh, I remember this. Look at that. The Power of Amiga Basic by Microsoft. Is this impressive for 1988? I'm not sure. Let's speed them up. Draw faster balls. I wonder what's run out of memory or CPU cycles. We'll check in a minute. Go balls. Pyong. It's not made that much difference. Oh. Oh, that's nice and slow. Amiga Basic. Look, project. Quit. I don't think my mouse button works as well as it should. I can't quit that, which is a complete pain in the ass. Let's do it again. See if I can close them all. Boom, boom, boom. 144 bytes free of RAM. Crunch, crunch. Oh, it is opening them all again. Why have you drawn that so big? Ah, stop. Oh, stop and quit. Okay, gotcha. Nice. Stop. Quit. Excellent. The power of Basic. Let's do some music. This is probably who was big in 1988 or 1987 when this was made. 987. Bit of Michael Jackson. What we got? Oh, nice. Bit of Eddie Van Halen. Whitney Houston. Bruce Springsteen. No. Beautiful. I suppose you could park this up in a church and, the congregation would like this. Lovely. Oh, steady. Music, screen. The hell does screen do? Is it going to give me multiple screen resolutions or? Oh, okay. That's pretty impressive. Oof. Uh-oh. I've killed it. Ah. Object editor. Picture. Picture 2. Speech. Oh, speech. If it's in basic, this must be a list of text maybe. A wall of text, I don't know. Poem. An ode to the Amiga, who knows.
Please type what you want me to say.
Type what you want me to say.
Boobs.
Okay then.
Boobs. Boobs. Glisten. Math.
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 Okay.
Matthew.
Infliction. Oh, inflection, sorry. It is the inflection.
Glisten. Glisten. Glisten.
Hi, John.
John.
Nope.
John.
Hi, Jeff. How are you? Okay. Quite uninteresting. Bit planes. What else we got? Ooh. Print screen, bit planes. Alright, basic demos. Let's go to tools. PM. Oh, PM, that's the performance. Oh, free map. Performance meter, monitor, whatever it was. Let's see what that does. Hi, John, how are you doing? Let's see what these demos actually do. Basic demos. Dots, boxes, lines. Ooh. CPU there taking a hit. Taking a hit for the team. So it brings the Glenson, the feeling of the movie War Games is complete. Yeah, I can't remember what it says. What does it say? Would you like to play a game? Is that what it says? John, just back from the cinema with Joanna. Went to see Tolkien. Any good? Fly Fishing by J.R.R. Tolkien. I wondered if it was the RAM that takes a hit or just the CPU. Obviously it's just the CPU. John, yeah, it's a nice film. Oh, good. I watched that, or we watched the Ted Bundy thing last night. What's it called? Wicked? Very Wicked, or whatever it's called. Blimey. Boxer window. Okay, what else can we do? Not a lot. I can't imagine Say uses much power. Oh, balls.
Would you like to play a game?
That was War Games, wasn't it?
Hello, Dave.
Not quite as sultry as the... Was that close? Oh, that closes that. So how the hell do you close... How do you close Say?
Quit. And climb.
Cly? I suppose it is Cly. Oh. So that's it for Workbench. So this is what you spent your £399 or £499 if you bought it the week before. And you have an Amiga that has a calculator, it can speak, and it can draw boxes. Not the most comprehensive operating system experience, to be honest. Oh, but we do have more. And there's more. A utility for viewing ASCII files. Oh God, another one I can't close. Exit. Key toy, Prime Minister, FedEx, more, Fed Up Doc, free map. Everyone likes boxes, says, oh hello. £512k memory map. Okay, if you say so. Which is the one that does them all? I want to see if it runs out of memory. Is it just the CPU being hit hard, or does it run out of RAM? Because the Amiga 1000, after all, was released at 256k, wasn't it? Dots. Spots. Dots, spots, boxes. And lines. Oh. Almost out of RAM. Oh. Got all kinds of problems here. Pushing it to its very limits. So yeah, so you've just bought your Amiga. You can write in a text editor. You can do some robotic speech, and you can watch it draw circles and boxes. Very little else. How the hell do you close this? Workbench special. Who says you're special? Oh, naff off. Workbench version -1. Oh, that's alright. So there we go. And you can insert Real 1 of Defender of the Crown. That's indeed you can. You can insert Real 1 of Defender of the Crown. I don't have it at hand, I must admit. But you can do that. Well, I suppose we better look at what games we can play. But like I say, what I will do is acquire all the games I used to have back in 1988 that came with my machine originally. I can remember a few of them. One was Backlash, Outrun. I seem to remember Shufflebook Cafe, but I don't remember if that came later. What else did I have? I seem to remember them all being pretty naff, to be honest, that came with it, which is unsurprising, of course. Let me see what discs I have at hand here. Probably none of any great interest. Oh, lots of demo discs. Requires over 2 megabytes of memory. What? I've only got 512 here, kiddo. Amiga Shopper, 1993. Flying Toaster. Sysinfo tells you everything about your Amiga. Oh, alright then. Come on then. Tell me everything about my Amiga. Let's reboot. Let's reboot this sucker. If you get Shuffle Puck, you'll pay a fair whack for it. It's one of those rare luck games. No, it isn't. It's crud. Is it? Shuffle Puck's not a rare game, is it? What year was Shuffle Puck? Let me see. I might be making this up, but I definitely had Shuffle Puck at some point. What I'll have to go through a list of games that were available in 1987, because some of those are obviously what came with my. Oh, that wasn't. It was 1989 Shuffle Puck, so that wasn't one of them. Oh God, I didn't like it. I just didn't like Shuffle Puck. I don't know why. Outrun was definitely one. Backlash was definitely one. I was staggered by how bad Outrun was, and Backlash was just, well, I don't know what it was. Battle Zone, I think. Box don't work in stupid money. Same for GBA Rally. I did have GBA Rally, but that was later. Yeah, I'll have to go through the list of games from '88 and make up some working games. If I can't buy them, I'll just copy the ADFs to some blank discs and have a little play. Ooh. Sysinfo. This is actually, yeah, I remember this disc. I put this on. I don't know if you've ever run Sysinfo on an Amiga 1000. You'll find that it's faster than an Amiga 500. Angus ECS 1 meg. It's a standard, a 6362 Denise. Okay. Speed Demon. Pew. 1. Well, I can't disagree with that. That's exactly what it is. It is 1. GB was 87. There's one on eBay now for £122. Oh God. Well, that didn't come with it. Definitely didn't. I got GB. It might have been the year after. I certainly had the first Barbarian, not the fighting one. Well, not the fighting one. The platform Barbarian. I think it was by Psygnosis. Not sure what year that was. So this is the thing with Workbench 1.2 and 1.3. This disc is full of stuff, but you can't actually see any of it, which is a bit rubbish, really. And there's no CLI option from there, which is also a bit crud. So I can understand why people got a little bit fed up with Workbench 1.2 and 1.3. It is really limited. Hence why we all had Workbench 2. Super disk. Now these are just some discs I've picked up at random, so there's no install it. What do you mean install it? To what? Blank discs, I expect. Oh, decompressing. Install for real. Can I pretend? I want to pretend. Help. Install for real. In this mode. Alright. I bought that. I don't have any blank disc at hand. Stefano. Hi Mike. Going for nostalgia this evening. Yeah, we are. We're laying on the nostalgia big stone. I can't go much further back than this one, apart from firing up the Amiga 1000. Which I think is from 86, the one I have. Is it 86? I think it's 86. Have I got a game disc at hand? Have I got anything that works at hand? There's no point looking at these later games discs because they're all ridiculously compacted. Ooh, what does that do? Let's plug that in, see what that does. Oh, nothing. Nothing, that's what that does. Okay. Error valid. Oh, and is it? I think it's repeating error messages as well. Oh no, it doesn't. Okay. I was going to moan at it, but I can't because it's not done it. Ooh, I have a disc with nothing written on it. That must be good. Stefano, yes, there's a Barbarian for Psygnosis with mouse control at the bottom of the screen. Yeah, that's it. That was the one I had. That might actually have come with it, but I'm not sure of the year of that. I don't know what year it was. In fact, let's have a little look now. Let's get to, I don't know, Amiga games. 1980, I suppose it'd be 87. There we go, Lemon Database. Okay, we have, oh there's, no, hang on a minute, it's gone straight to, why has it gone straight to 1989? Anyway, anywho, we have, what do we have from, well this is rubbish, refined search. Come on, Lemon Amiga, don't be a pain in the butt. Release year is 1987. I'll do. Go. Search. Right, this is better. We have 1987. Ace Out. Oh, Act Out rather. No, I don't know. Let's see what we had. Or what I had. It's possible. No, it's not. I didn't have that. Definitely didn't have that. Backlash, 1987 by Novagen. Yes, had that. Barbarian, 1987 Psygnosis. Yes, had that. Must have had that. There's quite a few games actually. 1987. Let's have a little look. There's quite a few games in here I still like now, but I didn't have them at the time. Ooh, some adult discs as well. Oh, that reminds me, Stag. That was on the 500, where I would have seen that originally. Flight Path 737 by Anko. That is another one I had. I think that came with it. Oh, GBA Rally was 1987. You're right. Didn't have that though. Guild of Thieves. I remember hiring that, strangely enough. Yeah, there's quite a few good games, but I never had any of them. What do we have? Come on. I don't remember any of these. Which must mean I didn't have them. I would imagine the games that came with it were all the ones that they couldn't sell. Or at least weren't selling very well. Hence why they gave them away in the pack. Oh, Test Drive. Test Drive was one. And I bought Pteropods. I just see that's 1987. I bought Pteropods and I absolutely loathed it. In fact, I might buy that again just to see if it was really as bad as I thought. The Uninvited, that was another. I had that. Oh god, there's some crud games here. Alright, we'll have to go for 1986 then, because I'm sure there was 10. 1986. Search. Right, what have we got? Bard's Tale. No, I think that was still a good game then. I did have that later. I'm still trying to find really poor... Oh, Firepower. I had Firepower. I forgot about that. What else? Leaderboard, but I think I bought Leaderboard. Oh, Marble Madness came with it. That's 1986. What else? Silent Service, that was a great game, but I had to get that later. Got a few adventure games. Alright, okay. I suppose we better look at 1985 while we're here. Let's see what was about in 1985. Hacker? No, I don't ever remember playing Hacker, to be honest. 7 Cities of Gold and Wishbringer. So in 1985 there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There was 11 games made. Or according to Lemon Amiga anyway. Anyway. Yeah, Marble Madness was an early one. That was 1986. Yeah, Signosis Barbarian. I can't see that in the list, so perhaps I didn't have that. Let me look at what year that was. Barbarian. There's two of them, weren't there? There was Palace Software's Barbarian and the other one, Signosis. Commando. No, do you know what? I don't ever remember playing Commando on the Amiga then. Sentinel, yeah, I've just passed Sentinel. That was 86. Copy. I've spelt Barbarian wrong, that's why I can't find it. Idiot. Okay, but I know Barbarian is 1987 by Signosis. And the Palace Software one, the fighter one, is 1988, unbelievably. I never really liked it. I didn't like it on the 64, so I never bothered. Certainly never bothered on the Amiga. But Barbarian by Signosis 87, I think that came with it. I don't know. Anyway. So yeah, there we go. Like I say, I'm not going to play games as such tonight. What game? Oh, here we go. Here's one at hand. Let's pop that in. The first Amiga game for the platform was called... It was called what? Ivanhoe. What's that? Disc is unreal. Oh, let me... If you got me interested there. Oh, Ivanhoe. Right, gotcha. Ivanhoe. Strangely enough, I've read the book a long time ago. That was... who was the book by? Oh god, I can't remember. Now I've said that. Ivanhoe, Amiga. Let's have a look at that. Ivanhoe. I don't ever remember playing that. Ivanhoe was... When was it? 1990. So that's a little bit out of my remit. Nice graphics though. Oh yeah, very pretty graphics. Yeah, by the way, have you seen the new A500? Oh, not A500. Well, A500, yeah. OCS demos that have come out, or ECS demos. What I might do is see if I can stick some of those on an ADF, see if they run on the original 500 with 512k of RAM. That should be a bit of fun. Let's reboot. I'm not going to play this game, but I just want to see if it starts up in 512k. I'm sure it does. Of course, what the download it is wins. Well, I'm not going to play it, I just want to see it fire up and see if it worked actually. Yeah, but what I'm going to do next time is I should do a proper video on this so you can see this thing. With its high-tech keyboard and its chicken lip keys. The feel of the keyboard is quite a lot nicer than the spongy feel of the non-Amiga. I'll have a little look around it and take the lid off, have a look at the board, see what it is. I hope it's all original, it might not be, it's quite old. What's the model? Model number A500, serial number is 1492324, so it's quite a long way to list. It's got a little bit of damage on the case, but I've got to actually have a spare embossed case, so that's not the end of the world. So that's about it for this one. Turrican 2, I was playing this earlier, says John. Hang on, if I've got a joystick, I'll have a go. I've got a joystick. I've got a CD32 gamepad, which doesn't work if I go right, which is not very helpful. Unless, of course, I don't need to go right, in which case it's very helpful. Which is the best music track? All my joysticks. Until I don't play games much, I can't find the joystick. Oh, go on, we'll plug in the CD32 thing. See what that does. The CD30 controller is a constant pain in my neck. It just doesn't, for no apparent reason, go with the right or left. This is a long delay. Go on, blimey. Wait. Oh, it's working now, left and right. Yep, still got it. Yep, still got it. Sometimes I forget how good I am at games. Yes, take that, baddies. Come on then, what's the object of this? Have I got to collect all the shiny things? work gamepad. Well, amazingly, it's working well, the gamepad, for once. Game over. Well, that sums up my gameplay, to be honest. Pretty crap. Okay guys, I think that'll do for tonight. Like I say, we'll do another video of the A500 later in the week, where we'll have a look at the case and things and the keyboard, and we'll try some of the modern demos on it and see if the old 500 is still up to it in this day and age. I'm sure it is. Okay guys, thank you very much. Have a pleasant evening.